Hey everybody, welcome to Kernels where we discuss short films. Jason's picking his face, so sorry in advance.
I saw it like right when I
Today's short film is called Lands of Steel from 2024. It's directed, written, sound design, modeling by Cyril Vrancken. Apologies if I mispronounced that, but it was a why am I blanking on the Unreal Engine was
Blender.
used, correct? Blender. There we go.
Yeah,
Knew I was gonna mess that up. So yeah.
which is similar, but like it's like I like watching things that like normal Joe Schmo can put together themselves,
Yeah.
and using Blender. Like, granted, like I have no clue. I think I've tried using Blender, and like there's that popular tutorial of like making a donut in Blender. I couldn't do it.
Well, that was like me. I was trying to mess around with or I've been trying to learn. I can't say mess around. I was trying to learn DraftBit. It's a website you can use, not sponsored, just throwing this out there because it's mid-conversation. But you can use it to create an app for yourself. Like if you have an idea, you can create an app with it. And luckily they have YouTube videos that kind of walk you through the process. But I was like, I'm just going to do it and just start messing around. And I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I had to go back to like watch at least a portion of the YouTube video so I can kind of get an idea of the process. So yes, read instructions or watch YouTube videos before you just start jumping into shit.
Yeah, but still, it's crazy that anybody can download this Blender software.
Yeah.
And like Unreal Engine, like you said, like that's another thing that anybody can download it and just mess around and watch some tutorials to get it correctly the first time and everything, or at least learn a little bit. But like they can make something like this. Like this was a very dramatic and actually
well
more
done,
complex short film than like anything in the short film realm that you can see. Like for someone like making it with a team of people that just like animated all this stuff, it was very well done.
It put me in the mind of like wire cutters, because I guess because they're both related to robots, but this was vastly more detailed than that. Like this, you felt like you were in the world of the main character, because this was another one that had like little to no dialogue. No, it had no dialogue. Matter of fact,
it had no dialogue.
Zero dialogue. Just all sound design, which was really good, actually.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I wrote down, is that the sound design especially for me, the movements of the robot, where it's like you can hear like everything kind of moving. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, all right, this is kind of post-apocalyptic. Like, I'm assuming humans made this robot, but then how long has it been? Point. And then we all need general maintenance. We go to the doctors, like the robots are not going to stay pristine and like oiled up like 24/7 and everything.
You gotta throw some WD-40 on them sometimes, yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting to me. I really like, my mind started thinking about like, oh yeah, like what do they do if like their arm gets messed up and everything, or they're like hurt in this like shooting battle that they have.
Side note, do you think that would be the reasons why robots keep us around? Because at some point like they're gonna take over the world. Do you think they'd be like, but we need somebody to spray us down with WD-40? Do you think
that would be interesting? Like almost like iRobot, right? Like if they eventually take over, they would need individuals to, or at least they like, all right, teach these robots to do that, and then.
But I think they would get the joy out of like, yeah, you made us do this bullshit work for you. We're gonna make you do bullshit work for us.
Like you thought we were helping you, now you're helping us.
You thought we were dumb? Like we built all these cars and all this shit for you? You think we're dumb? Like, come on. Look who's dumb now. Too. Come on.
that's gonna be like 10 years from now.
The camera, like, I enjoyed the sound design. I enjoyed the camera work. It's cool seeing, because as someone that has to carry a camera, you can't really do very unique shots like you see in this. Like having the ability to use a computer to dictate, hey, this is where I want my camera movement, or how I want my camera to rotate up and down. And that was really cool that they were able to make unique shots that you wouldn't typically see.
Yeah, because you basically don't have, like, in real life, your camera is a physical object that takes up space. In
And your
this
body can only do
world,
so much.
yeah, you can kind of have it where, like, there's that scene where, like, the robot walks into, like, an empty room, and it seems like the camera's, like, really butted up against the wall, and it, like,
Yeah.
pans. You won't be able to do that in a real, like, without some CGI and stuff, or, like, some
Yeah.
wizardry.
You have to, like, cut a hole in the wall or something crazy. It couldn't be
Yeah.
as simple as, like, hey, camera here, turn right 45 degrees or whatever.
I wonder, like, granted, like, maybe if I, like, took years to, like, learn Blender, but, like, these individuals that, like, animated it, they showed the credits and everything of, like, all these people, like, I wonder, like, if this, like, project is, like, super easy, where it's like, oh yeah, like, we just did it on, like, we all have jobs, and then we did it, like, when we went home and stuff.
Yeah. I think if you have a team, it may be easier because each of you can do a portion of it. But if you were to do it by, like, to do what we watched by yourself, I think it would be difficult, but I've never tried Blender, so.
Yeah. But it's like I'm thinking about, like, the like, eventually, I guess that's what Marvel kind of, like, Disney kind of got the worst of it, where they saw how easy it was to make movies with, like, software and everything, and a lot of CGI, and they made a bunch of them, and then the quality started dipping because, like, oh, they're just cookie cutter movies. Where this, you can put a little bit more time into it, and there's someone that's putting a little bit more emotion into it, and it becomes, like, sort of a very complex story and visualization of, like, this, like, it's like Wall-E, but with, like, the monsters from, what I got was this was Wall-E with the monsters from The Last of Us, like that, like that, like,
yeah,
post-apocalyptic thing, like, video game and the show on HBO. Like, that's what I sort of got. Where it's like, those are the humans that turned into, like, some random monster, right? So, like, what happened?
Yeah. Dang, I didn't think about that. But that was a cool addition because, like, wire cutters, I enjoyed it, but it was kind of like, okay, it's these two robots going back and forth, like, going at it. To have that element of, like, hey, there's some, like, zombie creature that's potentially like a humanoid that's trying to attack the robots. That was a cool addition to the story.
Yeah, because you think of, like, every, like, post-apocalyptic movie, like A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah.
Like, if they had,
or the Will Smith one too.
The one with the virus, that won't affect, like, robots, if we did have robots walking around like that and stuff, and so they would be the ones that, like, hey, like, what do we do?
All right, I might get a little rusty, but I'm good.
I know, right? Like,
what is the name of that Will Smith one?
I Am Legend.
There we go. I knew it was. I was about to say I Am Sam, but I'm like, it's not I Am Sam. That's totally different.
My last comment with this thing is, I really like the credits. It reminds me like a video game that ends, where it's like, it shows, like, still images. Like, I don't know how you would add that into, like, I guess, like, some funny movies, like, have, like, a camera reel where, like, at the end of, like, The Hangover, like, oh, here's all the photos that they took and everything.
Yeah.
But, like, how would you artfully put that in, like, a more, like, serious movie, like how this one did it, where it was like, it was showing, like, hero shots of the robot and everything.
It would just have to be a whole bunch of photos of people crying.
I guess, right?
If it was a drama, like. But I think it could be done. There's probably some movies out there, like a lot of those rom-coms do it. To, like, have an image of, like, oh, we're married now, yay! They're holding hands and kissing and throwing bouquets and stuff. So it's been utilized, but this one did it really well.
Yeah, I liked it. I was actually enjoyed. I actually watched it too. Like, I watched the credits. But I don't know. Who would you recommend this short film to?
That's a good question. I don't have a person in mind, but this was, I think we say it for a lot of these, like, this was another fun watch. It was short. So
it's like 15 minutes.
I think anyone that is that lived through COVID, the pandemic, and just wants a different take on like what could have been, if you want to call it that. I think they would enjoy this because it's a cool take on like a post-apocalyptic world with robots.
Yeah, like for me, I'm like, if anybody like loves Wall-E when they were a kid, this is more of a little like
the adult version.
Adult Wall-E. Yeah, so I think like a specific person doesn't come to mind like you said, where it's hard, but this is an easy watch. 15 minutes. That's easy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, we will link the short film. It's called Lands of Steel. We'll have like a little link in it in our description below, and please let us know if you watched it, Lands of Steel, if you liked it, disliked it, in the comments below, and please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more kernels like these.